The most important thing about beekeeping comes down to this, and many people fail to realize it. And I want to teach you guys how you can know if you have a failing queen. Look at this, I'm out on the old picnic table. Remember that? It's a shady spot. I sat down to make a video here, and the table happened to be right in the shade, so it worked out perfect for me. Also today we're going to announce the winner of our Pierce Beekeeping Harvest Kits, and we have picked a winner. We're going to announce it coming up. The most important thing about beekeeping is really your inspection. And a lot of beekeepers aren't really spending the time they need on making the inspection or doing the inspection and know what to look for and know how to react to what they see. Today we're going to jump into a hive because I think it's going to help you realize what you're looking for and how you react to what you see. Specifically today we're going to talk about a failing queen. This is the worst case scenario in beekeeping. You open up a hive and you start wondering, is my queen okay? Is she even in the hive? I can't even see her. Is her brood pattern good? Because if the queen is failing, she can be there, she can be very big and long, she can have a big mark on her back. It looks like everything is cool because there's my big queen walking around, but that means nothing. You can have a queen that's not laying very well at all, and she can be beautiful. So today, I'm going to challenge you. You're going to go with me into a hive behind us here, and you're going to watch me inspect and evaluate whether we should pinch the queen, that's a nice way of saying kill the queen, and replace her, or should we keep her? That's kind of tough to know sometimes. A lot of new beginners actually keep their queen in a very failing state way too long. The colony begins to run down in population, and the lower your population is, the higher chances, higher level of diseases and pests will appear. Bees need to be heavily populated in order to fight off small hive beetle, wax moths, and even some diseases. They can clean up better if they're heavily populated. Failing queen, not just low brood numbers, but it's low population in the future, resulting in the hive not even be able to, let alone bring in any honey, nectar, but they're not even going to survive winter in a low populated state. So today, let's jump in there. I'm going to be using my inspection guide. Now, many of you have gotten this inspection guide that I have created. I continue to update it, and I'm going to use it today. You might want to grab yours if you want to follow along. Anytime you do an inspection, I really want you to use my inspection guide. I'll leave links down below where you can download it. It's an electronic file that you can download and print off. And one of the things that it talks about in this inspection guide is that there are 8 things that you look for even before you open your hive up. Isn't that amazing? A lot of people don't even know that. 8 things that you can kind of observe that might even tell you something before you take the lid off. And then the inspection guide is going to help you drill down into the important things that you should be looking for when you're making this inspection. I really want to challenge you, if you're serious about doing proper inspections, if you're serious about really looking into your hive and knowing what you're looking for and reacting properly to it, get the inspection guide, print it off, put it in a binder like this that I have it in, and take it out to the hive with you. Spend some time learning through my inspection guide. It will help you. Look, people blindly just inspect a hive. They open it up, they say, what am I looking for? I'm just looking at the bees. Are they there? They're there, so it must be okay. A lot to look for and a lot of ways to come up to a decision on what to do next. So this colony is going to be a good one because we're trying to determine if we have a failing queen or not. And that's the number one most important thing in your colony is the queen. It's not so much the location. A lot of you really kind of spend too much time thinking about the type of hive, whether it should be a Langstroth, a top bar, a Worry hive, a flow hive. You get into all these scenarios. Should it face south, east, west, shade, sun? Some of you go to a lot of trouble to build some stands, some beautiful stands. You beautifully paint your hives with beautiful colors. It's amazing what you spend time doing. And ironically, that means nothing to your bees at all. Their native habitat is just an old dying tree with a hole in it, and that's where they like to hang out. So you beautify things, you're doing it for yourself. What you need to be focused on is knowing how to inspect that colony or they're going to perish. Let's jump in a hive right now and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Now this is what I want to show you guys. This is a frame that when you look at it, you immediately would say, oh wow, that's a spotty brood pattern. Replace the queen instantly, right? Of course, that's what you would say. That's what you would think. Some drone brood, spotty brood pattern. Oh my gosh, I got a bad queen. But you need to kind of think it through a little bit more because you want to look at all the frames. Is this one the same way? This will reflect more of the brood pattern. And as you can see here, this is an outstanding brood pattern. We're very happy with that. Look at that. So one frame told us to get rid of the queen, and this one tells us to keep her. This frame is emerging, and they're probably laying, she's probably laying eggs behind it where they have emerged from, and that's why it looks the way that it does. So that's a good brood pattern there. So sometimes in the spring, early spring, you can get some weird brood patterns like that based on the weather, the incoming nectar flow, and cold snaps, so on. So it's too early for me to make a judgment call, but I'm going to tell you what I would do anyway if I needed to replace that queen. The same here, good brood pattern. You can see it's solid where it is, but then they have emerged and they've probably started laying behind where they have emerged from. That makes sense. You can kind of see where a rainbow effect is on the outer edge where the queen has laid and filled this frame up nicely with a solid brood pattern, but then in the center where they've emerged, they're probably starting to fill that up again with brood. One frame looked good, couple of frames look good, couple of frames don't look good. So is it that my couple of bad frames are new? In other words, they're the ones that are showing the queen is failing. Or did the queen just get off to a rocky start and the good frames that are solid brood pattern, they're the ones that show what the queen is doing now. So I want to show you this queen, and she's on this frame here. She's the one that I told you that her yellow dot has been rubbed off. Now this is a good example, isn't it? You got a couple of frames that look spotty to us, but they're backfilling it with eggs. And then they have a couple of frames that are beautiful brood patterns. So in this case, the question to ask is, did the brood that's spotty, is it recent brood that was just capped over? Or is the nice brood pattern recently capped over? They both capped over at the same time. How do we determine if it's time to pinch this queen and get a new one? So what we're going to do is we're going to mark that frame that we looked at that has the eggs on it, and then we're going to come back in about 9 or 10 days after it's capped over. That will tell us right now for a fact whether she's laying a good brood pattern and are those eggs very viable, healthy eggs that are going to result in a good, smooth brood pattern on that frame. So we're going to give her a little bit of time before we pinch her and replace her with a new queen. And so sometimes in beekeeping, you have to wait about 10 days once something happens. Now I know there are times when you jump in there and you know, it's really too late to take action because you waited too long. But if you really inspect your colony every 2 weeks like you should, then you're not going to be that far behind the 8 ball. Inspecting your hive every 2 weeks, you're going to see something new that's happening. You're going to discover something bad that's happening, and you have time to do something. But yeah, if you're going to wait 6 weeks or 2 months before you open it up again, you're going to be too late in taking care of any problems that may have risen since the last time you looked at it 6 weeks ago. So that's a good lesson to learn. I really want all of you to really get used to enjoying inspections, using my inspection guide, knowing what you're looking for, and then taking the proper action once you inspect that hive to react to something that's failing and react to it in the best way. So we're going to come back to this colony in about 10 days and re-examine how the queen's doing. It's time to announce the winner of the Pierce Beekeeping Harvest Kit. This kit is nice, comes with a heated cutting knife for uncapping, comes with frame grips. It comes with a nice bucket or pan that it supports a cross beam where you can put your frame and cut off the cappings of that knife. It also comes with these strainers, and it's really a beautiful product worth nearly $500. The winner is GC. Congratulations, GC. You won this giveaway. Now, everybody that didn't win, you really want it, tell your significant other that you didn't win, but you still want the darn thing, and go to Pierce Beekeeping and buy that, and you'll enjoy it. You're probably getting some honey already that you're going to have to do something with, so it's better to have the equipment ahead of time than to be too far behind and kind of be rushing to make up stuff to harvest your honey in. So get ahead of the game. This is a great company. They've been really good to our channel as well. Also, stay tuned because we're going to have giveaways more frequently as we get into summer more. So be sure and watch every video so you can be a part of our giveaways. You start out in the spring, the thing's pretty small, but as it gets bigger, you need to have a bigger base of knowledge to know what to do with this ever-growing, expanding colony. Basic beekeeping online course. My gosh, gas prices are way too high to drive somewhere and take a class. That's just my opinion. Almost $5 a gallon as of the making of this video. Save the gas money, put it into this class that you can watch over and over again at your leisure. You can watch these courses. You can keep them forever. You're not rushed. This is not a Zoom meeting. Look, you can watch these classes when you want to. Pause them. Come back to them. Take notes. It's really nice. Sometimes if you're in a live course and you get up and go to the bathroom, you miss the most important thing that somebody said and you missed it. Or sometimes you just can't ask the speaker to back up and go over that again. You don't want to feel like a dummy in class. You're the only one that doesn't understand this, right? So this online course allows you to stop, back up, let me say it again to you. It's good. You'll like these. I'm telling you, thousands of people, you can see from the comments here on YouTube, have enjoyed my online basic beekeeping course. Now, if you're really into beekeeping, you want to start your own business, you want to expand your operation, you need to get the ultimate beekeeping course. It comes with 6 courses that go into more detail, more in depth when you start taking beekeeping more seriously. So check that out. That might be the course for you. I'll leave links in the description below for my online courses. Anytime you purchase one of our online courses, I want to thank you because it is your way of showing your support for my channel here and your loyalty. So thank you very much. Now don't go anywhere. I've got 2 more things to teach you. This video here is going to be good. I want you to follow me over here. This video is going to talk about how you prepare your smoker and keep it going. And it also tells you what proper gear to use based on how your hive is reacting. Now this video here is all the May tips. We're still in the month of May. Some of you haven't seen this. What kind of things you need to be doing in the month of May, May tips. I'll see you over there.